special presentation of KMOV TV Channel 4.
It's out of the dark and into the light for St. Louis's friendliest giants. For almost a year, they've been silent, held captive in a midtown warehouse. But now, the giants are awake. Hundreds of volunteers and workers have been working for a year, creating the floats for this year's Veiled Prophet Parade. Floats, giant balloons, marching bands, performers in colorful costumes. They're all inviting you to stay right where you are and enjoy the 118th annual Veiled Prophet Parade.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. You're going to have a glorious time here with us. I'm Robin Smith.
And I'm Trish Brown.
And by the way, the work is finished, the floats are ready, and as you can see, the crowd is assembling right out here around us. And we have another, this one, the 118th annual Veiled Prophet Parade, ready to step off, and you're going to enjoy it right here on Channel 4 for the next 2 hours.
That's right. The streets are packed. The parade started this morning right around 9:30, and at that time the temperature was 64 degrees. The weather is going to be absolutely perfect, at least for today, right on through Saturday. Lots of sunshine, temperatures warming up to about 80 degrees. And you know, it's kind of amazing. This parade has been around for about 120 years, since 1878, and
Right.
the parade has never been canceled because of weather.
That is really a remarkable history. You know, there is a lot of history, 120 years to be exact. And I believe that our own News 4's Mary Phelan has been looking back on that history, studying a bit, right?
That's right, Robin and Trish. You know, the Veiled Prophet really has been part of St. Louis for a long, long time. As Robin mentioned, this is the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade. But, you know, you might want to ask the question, who is the Veiled Prophet? I thought I'd ask some VP Parade watchers. You guys, do you know who the Veiled Prophet really is?
No, I have no idea.
Any idea?
No.
None?
Either a civic progress person or the Queen's father.
But do you guys have any idea who the VP is?
We don't. Do you know what the VP is?
No, he has no idea. Do you know who the Veiled, not necessarily who it is every year, but what the mystery is behind the Veiled Prophet?
Actually, I'm not sure I do, but I have no idea. Go ahead.
Do you really care?
Actually, I do. It's a great time. It's a phenomenal parade. We came down from Chicago for it, and it'll be a great day.
All right. Well, actually, you know, there really was a Veiled Prophet at one time, long time ago in St. Louis. And let's take a look right now at the story behind the Veiled Prophet. It all started more than a century ago. The first VP parade was held in 1878. St. Louis civic leaders wanted to promote the annual Agricultural and Mechanical Association Fair. The name came from a literary figure.
They turned to the epic poem of Thomas More, an Irish poet, called Lalla Rookh, which had a mysterious veiled prophet from eastern Persia.
The mysterious figure, by the way, was a real 8th century rebel leader. Hakim Hashim was his name. He proclaimed himself a prophet and always wore a veil, hence the Veiled Prophet.
His mysterious majesty, the Veiled Prophet.
Over the years, the VP parade grew, and the accompanying ball became the premier event on the St. Louis social calendar. The parade has been held every year since 1878, except for a few cancellations during World Wars I and II. The Veiled Prophet is reportedly a leading St. Louis civic leader, whose identity is kept a closely guarded secret. Well, that is still the case today, and after all these years and all these parades, nobody really knows who the Veiled Prophet is. Do you?
Do you?
She does, and she's just not telling, isn't she? Well, we do know we're going to have another wonderful parade here in downtown St. Louis today. And, of course, we're going to be here at Channel 4 to bring all the action to you live on tape. I'll throw it back up to you in the skybox, Robin and Trish.
Thanks a lot, Marianne. As a matter of fact, you know, the streets are already jammed with people. You can probably hear them at home, and we're seeing some of the advanced units move along. And as you can see, the children and adults alike are waiting. They're just waiting for this spectacular event to begin.
You know, Robin, I wonder how many of these people sitting out here today know how much work goes into making this parade the beautiful spectacle that it is. There are countless volunteers and a year-round staff of designers and artists that all work on what goes into this parade.
And you know what, Trish, you picked the perfect word, artists, because that's a good way to describe these workers. They take raw ideas and turn them into incredible dreams that all of us enjoy and just want to applaud and laugh and smile about. And it's interesting because while all of this amounts to 2 hours of a thrill for us, for the actual staff of artists and creative genius, this really is work that takes an entire year.
This is one of the fun.
We started right after the parade working on small projects for the next year's parade. So it's an all-year affair.
Painter Mark Zangara is one of the many artists who work year-round to bring the Veil Prophet giants to life. We may be nearing the 21st century, but Mark says painting by hand gives the best results.
By hand painting, it gives you the versatility to use endless amount of colors and different techniques of painting. Three people here painting, and each one of us paints a little differently, so it gives us the opportunity to have a lot of different techniques.
Painter Skip Kreisel says working on the parade is like preparing an entire year for one performance.
It's like a show, and we're building the sets for a large show, the parade, and it just takes a long time to do it. It's a lot of fun, too.
But as art director Bill Griffin explains, there's a lot of work to be done before the painters can start.
It really starts out on the drawing board, and you pretty much need to know, when you're carving from the block, you need to pretty much know what's going to be there. It's not like building sculpture in clay where you keep adding clay until you're finished.
The floats are sculpted out of polystyrene or styrofoam, and by the way, much if not all of the foam is recycled after the parade. The initial cutting is done with, among other things, chainsaws. Of course, there's a lot of precision cutting as well, with some fine razors. And then there's all of the work on the engines and the machinery that makes the moving float seem alive. It can be fun, but there are many challenges and deadlines.
All the people here are very involved with the parade. They're all telling me that they wake up in the middle of the night solving problems, can't sleep.
And there's much more behind the making of the Veil Prophet Parade, but Bill says he can't reveal everything.
I don't know if we want them to know what goes into it. We would rather them just get the essence of the float, or, you know, everybody enjoys the float for a different reason. You know, it's really an individual thing. We try to appeal to the children, and so we would like it to look like it was easy.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, that's an interesting point, because he really does want to keep it a secret. Okay, Trish, now, he says he really wants to make it look easy. So what do you think?
I don't know if it looks easy at all, but I think they've certainly succeeded in portraying the theme of this year's parade, which is beauty of nature.
Right, and that is certainly true. And we're going to help you enjoy the beauty of nature and a lot more during this next 2 hours. We have 5 cameras, count them, 5 cameras in place to give you the front row seat that you may not have had this morning when you were downtown. So remember, you've got 5 cameras and 2 spectacular hours of the 1995 Veil Prophet Parade right here on Channel 4. We'll be back in a moment.
Channel 4's coverage of the 1995 Veiled Prophet Parade is sponsored in part by Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline, by Southwestern Bell Telephone. Yes, it's that simple. By your Mazda dealers, it just feels right. And by Offenburg's St. Clair Auto Mall.
Welcome back to the 1995 Veil Prophet Parade right here on Channel 4. And what you're looking at is the Wernberg Steam Calliope. Now, that features the Wernberg Theater's 1926 model of their Model T pickup truck with a C cab on it. I'm sure all of you knew that, right, when you looked at it from the beginning.
That's right. The big moment is finally here. I think everybody can just feel the excitement down here. At 4th at Walnut, that's where our perspective is for you. And we're watching right now the advance units that are coming down the street. A lot of fun things. Earlier, they passed out about 300,000 United States flags. In fact, we were lucky enough to get some of those here.
Chief of Police right there of the city of St. Louis, Colonel Clarence Harmon, that you're seeing. He's on the passenger side of that car. Chief of Police for the city of St. Louis. He returns to lead the VP parade and escort his department's mounted patrol, which is right behind them.
This is a fun day.
Yeah, it is.
And these are the flags that they handed out earlier today, and you'll see them all along the parade route. The kids will have them. It's just going to be a fun day for everyone.
That's right. Now, this is actually the mounted patrol of the city of St. Louis. Currently, there are 13 horses ridden by 1 sergeant and 10 police officers. The unit is commanded by Sergeant Ron Klein, and its stables are located in Forest Park. What a prestigious mounted patrol, the mounted patrol of the St. Louis Police Department. And, of course, they're carrying the American flag. Oh, I love the umbrella, which is the American flag. And these advance units, again, that are here to please the crowd and warm them up as the parade begins.
Next up, we have the Fire Chief's antique fire truck and St. Louis Fire Department Honor Guard. We welcome Chief Neil Svitanix riding in the St. Louis Fire Department's 1927 Aaron's Fox antique fire truck, led by an elite St. Louis Fire Department honor guard. The guard, known throughout the United States for its precision drill and rigid discipline, represents the St. Louis Fire Department, which is recognized as justifiably proud for being the finest firefighting force in the world today.
And they certainly are that. Wonderful fire truck. And I think Mary Thielen's going to be able to make her way right up there on that antique fire truck for a lot of fun.
Up here with the chief of the St. Louis Fire Department. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful 4th of July, and I have my assistant, Nick Ruggieri, with me here. He's doing a fine job.
What do you think? You fighting any fires?
Oh, yeah, this is our fire truck. Oh, it's a wonderful 4th and a wonderful crowd, isn't it?
Now, how old is this fire truck?
It's a 1927 Aaron's Fox. St. Louis Fire Department bought it originally, and we always have owned it, and it works. It pumps today.
All right, we don't want to keep up the parade. Robin, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mary, thanks a lot. And the clowns are always a delight for the crowd. You can see them walking through. Now, that's Dano the clown. And I'll bet Dano's got some tricks in that little box. We've just got to figure out what they are before he guesses.
I think he's showing them.
He is. Once again, this is the 118th annual Veiled Prophet Parade, and it'll fill the streets of St. Louis with the beauty of nature.
Next up, we have the multi-service color guard. The 7 members of the Armed Forces Combined Color Guard chosen each year to carry our nation's flag in the VP Parade are hand-picked from local units of the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force. The U.S. Army Battalion Recruiting Office in St. Louis, which has coordinated the participation of the Color Guard, says that the servicemen are pleased and honored to be a part of this patriotic and fun VP Parade.
And you can see the little faces. Look how tiny. Old enough to toddle, not old enough to walk probably, but they know what a parade is. He's having a lot of fun. Great red head. Okay, Dano has got to come over here and show us what he's got in that case. Haven't been able to quite figure it out, but as soon as we do, we'll tell you.
He's coming our way. We'll find out.
Yeah. Now, this is the U.S. Air Mobility Command Band from Scott Air Force Base. U.S. Air Mobility Command Band, under the drum major, Staff Sergeant Jerry Thomas, is the musical ambassador of the Mobility Command, formerly known as the Military Airlift Command. The headquarters at Scott Air Force Base in Illinois. Let's listen in.
Up next, we have the Mounted Bengal Lancers. The Bengal Lancers first appeared in 1935. This colorfully costumed regiment is part of the Veiled Prophet's personal entourage. Their helmets, sashes, white jodhpurs, black boots, and lances are in the form of the uniform worn by the Royal Mounted Bengal Lancers in India in the early 1800s.
And this is just the beginning, just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned because we've got 5 cameras strategically placed throughout the parade route. We'll give you even a better vantage point, even if you were here this morning. We'll be right back, right here on Channel 4 with more of the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade.
Welcome back to 4th and Walnut to the VP Parade. A beautiful morning, 64 degrees here in downtown St. Louis.
And, of course, you are looking at the top float of the entire parade. Look at the steam coming out of the dragon's mouth. It is the float of the Veiled Prophet and his queen. Now, the Veiled Prophet and his lovely queen, Miss Margaret Molly Dunn Hager. Now, Molly is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. August William Hager III. A short time ago, she was named queen. The Veiled Prophet's identity, as you know, is unknown, as it has been since the mystical order of the Veiled Prophet was established in March of 1878. The organization, as we've told you, was created to spark interest in the annual St. Louis Agricultural and Mechanical Fair. And today, the tradition continues through the organization's sponsorship of the Fair St. Louis, which promotes St. Louis through this 3-day celebration, believed to be the nation's largest such Independence Day celebration.
And up next, we have the float of the Court of Love and Beauty. This is the Veiled Prophet's Court of Love and Beauty. It is comprised of 4 special maids this year. They are Miss Mary P. Fryer, Miss Margaret Farrell Galt, Miss Eleanor Bowman Peters, and Miss Corrine O'Donnell Hughes.
Beautiful colors this year. The gowns this year are turquoise and a royal blue.
They are all very accomplished women. In fact, most of our maidens are all going to college. Mary Fryer is going to the College of Worcester in Ohio. She's majoring in communications. Second maiden, Margaret Sarah Galt, is currently a student at Franklin and Marshall College, and her area of interest is political science. Our third maiden is going to Hotchkiss School in Lakeville, Connecticut, and our fourth special maiden is a graduate of Villa Duchesne. She's currently attending the University of Dayton, Ohio.
And the title float is what you're seeing right there. This mini float carries the title and the theme of the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade. It is the beauty of nature, which is in keeping with the organization's long-standing tradition of producing a parade that is for the enjoyment of the children, both little and big. And this is the Fair St. Louis Honors Band that you're hearing. Let's listen in because they are a spectacular group every year.
By their directors to participate in the band, which is today under the direction of Douglas Hoover, Parkway Central High School.
What a great band. And this is the honorary Grand Marshal, Dr. Peter H. Raven. As you know, he's the director of the Missouri Botanical Garden, and he's a native of California. He received his undergraduate degree from the University of California at Berkeley. He holds honorary degrees from several universities, including Washington University, St. Louis University, the University of Missouri of Columbia as well. Dr. Raven is a Home Secretary of the National Academy of Sciences, chairman of the Report Review Committee of the National Research Council, and a member of the President's Committee of Advisors of Science and Technology.
Our first float today is called Oriental Garden. This beautiful garden, with its cherry trees and palisades, remind us of the beauty of our own Japanese garden, which is an integral part of the Missouri Botanical Garden and was visited in 1994 by Emperor Akihito and his wife.
We've got 5 cameras. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras in strategic positions throughout the parade route. So stay tuned for the next 2 hours because we're going to bring you the best coverage of the 1995 Veiled Prophet Parade. We'll see you in a moment.
Welcome back to the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade. We're at 4th and Walnut giving you a perspective, a nice real close-up perspective of the parade today.
I'm Robin Smith with Trish Brown, and you're looking at Raggedy Ann, of course.
This is the first of 7 super inflatables this year. It's everyone's favorite doll, Raggedy Ann, sponsored by Emerson Electric and cared for playfully by the outstanding employees of that company. Emerson's employees have participated every year since the inflatables were first introduced to our parade in 1984. This is the 18th year for them, and they present us with the best-known doll of all time.
I remember I had Raggedy Ann and Andy as a child and loved them immensely. They were so cuddly, unlike any of the other dolls that you had. Now here's the Colonial Fife and Drum Corps. And they were organized in 1975 by an Alton physician, Dr. Harvey Belt. This unit consists of approximately 35 members and 20 recruits. Get this, they range in age from 10 to 18 years old. How accomplished they are as musicians for such young age. Historical significance of the members' age was the actual age of the fife and drummers during the Revolutionary War. Gosh, they were so young during that war.
Weren't they?
The uniforms worn by the members are handmade reproductions of the uniforms authorized by the Continental Congress in 1776 on the recommendation of General George Washington himself. The Corps has performed for Presidents Ford, Carter, and Reagan in Washington, D.C., and for His Royal Highness and Prince Charles of Wales. Let's enjoy their music. Missouri Senator, we should a United States Senator from Missouri, Christopher S. Bond. Kit Bond with our own Mary Thielen.
That's right. Actually, I have both of our U.S. Senators from the great state of Missouri, Kit Bond and John Ashcroft. Good to see both of you.
Oh, great to be with you. It's a beautiful day, and I'm delighted to see the turnout. It's a tremendous spirit for St. Louis, and the weather certainly cooperated.
Now, you gentlemen are supposed to be riding in cars. You didn't stay in the cars very long.
Well, I'll tell you, they're great cars, but this is a greater parade and a greater crowd.
Better to be out running around.
Good exercise. A lot of good friends to say hi to.
All right, have a great time, gentlemen.
Well, I hope everybody...
Oh, thanks, John.
And moving up behind Mary and Senators Kit Bond and John Ashcroft is the mayor of East St. Louis, Gordon D. Bush, with his family, as he does every year, from across the river to extend a warm welcome. And I think our own Mary Thielen's going to make her way over there to Gordon Bush.
Robin and Trish, I am joined by East St. Louis Mayor Gordon Bush. Good morning.
Good morning. God bless America. God bless St. Louis. God bless East St. Louis, Illinois.
That's right. Who'd you bring with you today?
I brought my wife, Brenda, my daughter, Tamara, and my son, Dallin.
So the whole family, the whole Bush family's here.
We're excited about this great day in St. Louis.
All right, have a good time. Ride well in the parade. Robin, the mayor of East St. Louis, Gordon Bush and his family.
What a delightful family they are, and they really do a lot of public appearances. They spend their personal time out there in the community to better the community and so that we can have such a great relationship on both sides of the arch.
Our second float today is Rabbit in the Carrot Patch. This rabbit is a splendor as he nibbles away at the carrots that have been grown in the home garden. Maybe what makes rabbits so lovable is that they like fresh vegetables. But he should not become too complacent. Further back in the parade could be a hound in pursuit. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. That is one big rabbit.
It is a giant rabbit. Look at that. Now, I think Mary Thielen's out there because right in the crowd, what you're going to see next is something that's going to thrill a lot of St. Louisans. We now are the home of the St. Louis Rams football team, and we want to welcome the St. Louis Rams to their first Veil Prophet Parade. Mary, you can do it best. Go for it.
Well, Robin, I'm not exactly a cheerleader, but I'm up here. You are?
Krista East.
And new Rams cheerleader, huh?
Yes.
How does it feel?
It's wonderful. It is so fun. We did a Hope event last week, and we're at the VP Fair, and we've been practicing and rolling right along.
And you'll be ready to be in the new stadium, huh?
Yes, I think they said the second or third game. We're excited.
All right, that sounds great. The St. Louis Rams cheerleaders here in St. Louis making a very big first appearance, Robin and Trish.
Okay.
They look great, don't they?
They really do.
Get you excited for the football team coming up here.
And right behind them, the Highland, Illinois High School Band. This 85-member band hails from Highland, Illinois. It's under the direction of Ms. Melissa Greigel. In 1993, this band placed 5th in Class A at the Gator Bowl Parade, and its flag corps was judged best in the division. In that same year, it was the University of Illinois' Class A Honor Band, and in 1992, it was the winner of the University of Illinois Super State Honors Band Award. Let's hear them all the way from Highland, Illinois, the high school band.
Everybody, the Veil Prophet Parade is far from over. We're here at 4th and Walnut, and we'll be giving you more perspectives from 5 different cameras when we come back in just a few minutes.
The kids are the best part, and they have a front row seat just like you do right here on Channel 4 for the 1995 Veil Prophet Parade.
Coming up next is America's National Parks. It's our 5th float in today's parade. Everyone can enjoy the varied wonders of nature by making a plan to enjoy America's National Park. In fact, Rob and I just came back from Rocky Mountain National Park. It is an absolutely beautiful place near Estes Park, and we had a great time hiking through there. It was wonderful, so I hope you get a chance to enjoy our national park. Of course, we have the awe-inspiring Grand Canyon. We have historical sites, the Revolutionary War, and we have our very own Jefferson National Expansion Memorial right here in St. Louis.
And that's where, of course, the Gateway Arch is located, and youngsters having more fun along the sidelines enjoying the Gateway Wranglers. They were established in 1991. The club is made up of male and female members ranging from 5 years of age and up. Now, they participate in various charity events, rodeos, parades like this one, and horse shows across the country as well. The breeds of various horses in this organization include Tennessee Walkers, quarter horses, Arabians, and foxtrotters.
This is the James S. McDonald USO float. Its glittering red, white, and blue float features the St. Louis Arch and a globe indicating the USO's presence worldwide. The float is adorned with the American flag, the USO flag, and 5 flags from the military services. It is manned by USO volunteers and active duty personnel representing each of the 5 branches of military service. The float reminds us of the services provided by the USO to the United States servicemen and women at military installations throughout the world.
We're going to put you right in the middle of a marching band. Something you wouldn't be able to do if you were sitting on the sidelines. Right up in the middle of the Webster Groves High School Band, 176 members, and the band has participated in the Florida Citrus Bowl Parade, Disney World Parade. They've won 2nd place in Washington, Missouri Parade contest all over. Just to listen. Webster Groves High School Band.
To a new day. This is entitled Good Morning Sunshine. A hot air balloon race from Forest Park began. Today, hot air ballooning is a sport, but in the 100 years between 1800 and 1900, hot air balloons and hydrogen-filled ones too dominated man's attempt to fly, with balloons reaching new heights of 6 miles and traveling hundreds of miles, as John Weiss did in 1859 when he flew 840 miles from St. Louis to Henderson, New York.
Oh, the kids always enjoy it. And they've got their flags that were passed out to them earlier during the parade. Don't forget, we're bringing you exclusive 2-hour coverage of the Vail Prophet Parade. We've got 5, count them, 5 great positions of cameras throughout the parade route. This is Jack in the Box, and it is the 2nd inflatable balloon. Remember, we had Raggedy Ann before. It's a crowd pleaser for adults and children alike, and it's sponsored by another longtime parade participant, the United Missouri Bank. It takes 25 handlers, the most of any of the inflatables in today's parade, to keep the lid on Jack in the Box. And the crowd is kind of cheering right now because Jack is coming very close to some lights and some stoplights, like the one in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. And right there, you see another stoplight in the middle. And on the right side, they've got just a regular light stand to clear. That's a great vantage point right there. You see how they're going to have to maneuver so Jack doesn't run into those lights and doesn't deflate should he run into a sharp part of it.
They've got their work cut out for them today because it's a little on the breezy side in downtown St. Louis today with wind gusts up to about 12 to 15 miles an hour. And with over 30 people trying to organize this balloon down through the streets and the lights, it's very difficult.
Our producer, Steve Perrin, has a good point. He thinks Jack in the Box ran a red light, and I agree with it.
And what would a parade be without our beauty queens? The first today is our Missouri Watermelon Queen, Kim Hampel. Mary, I think you have an interview with Kim.
That's right. What's it like to be Miss Watermelon Queen?
Oh, I love being Miss Watermelon Queen. I'm able to promote the famous summertime treat of Missouri. We grow them right here, and you can go out today and enjoy some nice watermelon for the 4th of July.
All right, it sounds good. The Watermelon Queen of Missouri, Robin and Trish.
Thanks, Mary. She's 23 years old, and Kim goes to the University of Missouri, and she's planning studies in early childhood education. And next to her also we have Miss Senior Missouri, Pat Bruder. She's 62. She dances with St. Louis Strutters.
Okay,
believe it or not.
and they're closely followed by the Fairmount, Minnesota High School Band. Their first appearance, a 114-member band all the way from Minnesota. So let's hear those notes from Minnesota. And on that note, we'll be right back in just a moment as we continue your coverage of the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade.
Welcome back to the 118th VP Parade. I'm Trish Brown with Robin Smith. And up next we have float number 5, Endangered Species, and this is a panda. Featured on this float is a giant panda, a large bear-like mammal of China and Tibet. As its habitat changes, it is considered an endangered species. A variety of conservation methods are available to men to preserve many such beautiful and useful examples of wildlife. An international convention of trade in endangered species of wild fauna and flora was established in 1975 to curb illegal trade in such species.
And there's a lot of people in the crowd out there that are enjoying these bands. The kids just sit right on the ground and get as close as they can. Of course, they don't allow them out into the street where you would see anyone get hurt or anything. I love the sunglasses she's wearing. She's so cute. You can just see so many groups out there enjoying themselves on the parade route. And the youngsters, that's what it's really about. The youngsters of all ages.
If you have ever seen a more active and fun dancing and singing routine than shown here by Team 11, you will have witnessed a wonder of the world. Team 11 has participated in many St. Louis area events. Watch them for a while and you will catch the spirit.
1922 Rio fire truck. This fully restored fire truck was in service in Illinois for many years before its current owner restored it to its original condition. Now, when you compare the fire apparatus of 1922 to that which you'll see at the end of the parade this year, well, you'll see some of the real progress that is made to save lives. And this is the National Museum of Transport double-decker bus.
From the National Museum of Transport in St. Louis County, Missouri, we have a 1930 double-decker bus. It was built by a yellow coach division of General Motors and ran on 5th Avenue in New York City.
And those are the Clown Busters. That's a new unit that's been added this year to capture the fun of the original idea that clowns tried to, and goblins are out here, and they try to rid our midst of any of those imaginary spirits that might try to rain on the parade.
And they're doing that with water guns. I think we better watch out.
Yeah, I do, too. They're doing a pretty good job, though. The Clown Busters. We've got a lot of clowns around here for them to work on.
Up next, we have the National Charity Horse Show carriage, saluting the St. Louis National Charity Horse Show in Phaeton as a carriage from Brookdale Farms, drawn by a gray pusher on geldings. The St. Louis Charity Horse Show was begun in 1978 to carry on the tradition of the national show, which had run continuously from 1856 until 1953. This year's show will be held from September 20th through September 30th.
And this is Boys and Girls Town of Missouri. 12 riders from Boys and Girls Town of Missouri join us today, and they're in there. And I think this is the Warrenburg Theater train right there. Now, this is the theater's Popcorn Express. It's been owned by the Warrenburg Theater since 1955. It was used to give children rides around the drive-in theaters before the movie theaters that we all go to today. The drive-in theater, I miss those so much. We used to do that as a kid.
That was fun.
It was. And it's been restored, and it's now used for many of the parades in the metropolitan area and other civic events, and just plain fun. And Mary Phelan, I think, is somewhere near there. And those youngsters are really enjoying that ride. So Warrenburg Theater train. I wish they'd bring it back to the drive-in theater. The entire family would go.
It was just a family event. You go with a bag of popcorn.
Yeah, that's right.
And your sodas.
That's right. And enjoy yourself. Now, this is the Channel 4 original because we were the first to bring you the MASH 4077 on television. Well, listen, Mary Phelan has found one of my favorite characters from MASH. Believe me. Ask him, does he want to borrow one of my dresses while he's over there, too?
All right. Well, Robin, thanks. Now, what's the deal with the MASH unit?
Well, it's just that crazy television show. We come back every year to harass the KMOV people. You want to get up on our operating bed?
No, I think I'm fine.
We're here for medical purposes.
You look great, don't you, Clint?
Yes, I do. So what do you think?
Nice legs. Nice legs. All right, guys, have a good time.
We all have medical degrees, of course.
Yeah, right. Sure you do. Right, Robin. Medical degree here at the MASH unit.
All right, and this is Caving in Missouri with fall foliage above and containing colorful bits and pieces on this float. It gives us some idea of the beauty of the caves and the caverns in our state. Missouri is known as a cave state with more than 5,300 caves that are registered. There may be a few more out there we don't know about. Missouri will host the 1997 National Convention of an organization which promotes safety, research, and conservation in caves. By the way, Jesse James the notorious criminal, made the Merrimack Caverns infamous. But the caves have played a vital role in the commerce and the industry of our area over the years.
Most of our bands that are participating today are also participating in a contest, and this is the Buchanan High School band participating in our VP Parade marching band contest. This is a 65-member band from Troy, Missouri, joins us for the 5th straight year under the direction of Larry Pullman. This band won first place in the 1993 Francis Hall Marching Festival and has participated in the Chicago Christmas Parade. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
With more of the 118th Annual Veil Prophet Parade. We'll give you your 5-camera vantage point continuously. And we'll continue in just a moment.
Welcome back to 4th and Walnut for the VP Parade. Up next is our third large inflatable. This is Heathcliff. Everyone knows how scrappy and devilish Heathcliff is. This fun character is being contained by 20 courageous employees of Monsanto. They pulled their well-being on the line to assure our parade is not affected by the antics of this impish little feline. Not so little.
And again, they have to maneuver around the stoplights out there and just the regular street lights. And that's not an easy job, so they're getting a great deal of applause from the crowd out here.
And Heathcliff, I think, is about 12 stories high.
And, Trish, I got to hand it to you. This may go down in history as the best weather for this parade
in a lot of years. It has been absolutely fantastic to start off the morning. It should be beautiful at least through the rest of today, probably into Sunday. Could be a little thunderstorm action as we head into the 4th, though, so we'll have to keep an eye to the sky for that one.
Okay, and none other than the St. Louis Pro Sports Dancers. These lovely young ladies are the cheerleaders for most of the major sporting organizations in St. Louis. They perform at the St. Louis Ambush Brigade, they perform as the St. Louis Blues Angels, and they perform as the St. Louis Vipers cheerleaders. And they're performing their dance routine right now for you. Enjoy it for a moment with the music.
Our next entry hardly needs an introduction. This is Bigfoot Safari Foot, the world's famous Bigfoot pickup truck. Safari Foot was originally called Bigfoot 2. This Ford F-250 truck performed for a decade in car-crushing exhibitions in the U.S. as well as internationally. In 1992, it was converted to the world's only passenger monster truck. Get this, it has seating for 10.
Right behind it is the dolphin and reef. In this scene, we see the dolphins using their very sensitive sonar systems to navigate around the coral reef. It's believed the dolphins were once land-based mammals that evolved to the sea. To a scuba diver, there's no beauty in nature more colorful and more fascinating than the picture of life in the coral reefs which grace our coastal waters around the United States. That's a lot of fun. I gotta admit, I enjoy scuba diving and things like that. And beautiful. It's gorgeous underneath the water. It's an entirely different world.
It is. Totally different experience. Up next, we have the Circus Zoo train. From the famous St. Louis Zoo, a recreation of an old-time circus zoo train features some of the stars of the St. Louis Zoo and their keepers. Mary Feeling, can you point those out to us? Who do you have with you?
I have Sinead. This is one of our boa constrictors from the children's zoo.
A boy or girl boa constrictor?
Pretty sure she's a girl. It's real hard to tell with reptile stuff.
So you don't mind she's wrapped around you?
Oh, no, not at all.
A boa constrictor, Robin. Trish, I don't think I'd want that wrapped around my waist.
No problem
We're
for
up
me.
here.
No problem for me. I grew up with snakes around these
You're
parts.
kidding.
Oh, they don't bother me.
Oh,
I'm one
come
of
on.
the
When it's
type
wrapped
doesn't-
around your legs?
I wouldn't want it wrapped around certain
Parts,
extremities
like
like
your
my
neck.
neck. But, you know, that you mention it. But I don't mind holding them. They're very cold.
Well,
They're very
coming up
cold.
next, the Modern Day Catholic High School Marching Band from Breeze, Illinois. Modern Day Catholic High School sends us its 150-member marching band, a fourth-place winner in our marching band contest in 1993, and a first-place winner in the 1994 Christmas in St. Louis parade. We welcome Modern Day to its 9th year in the parade as it enlivens the streets of St. Louis. Let's go ahead and listen. Keep your seat. We'll be right back to 4th and Walnut when we come back.
Welcome back to the 1995 Veiled Prophet Parade. We've got 5 cameras for you. Count them. The best seat in the house for you.
Up next, we have more beauty queens for you. This is Miss Tall St. Louis, Eddie Little. She's 5'10½". Mary, how about that?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10.5" tall.
Well, that's not that tall.
Oh, well, it is when you try to buy shoes and clothes to fit.
Don't you find it's an advantage to be tall, though?
I love it, yes. It's a great advantage being tall. Everybody has to look up to you.
That's right. Plus, she sticks out in the parade. Robin and Trish, back to you.
I think she's very gracious in her height, and tell her we said hello. Now, this is going to be a first. You're about to see, right behind Miss Ozark Extravaganza, who is Shelley Dawn Mefford. You're going to see a first of its kind in the Veiled Prophet Parade, and there it is. It's the llama, or a llama hitch. And this hitch, recorded in the Guinness World Book of Records, is the longest hitch in the world, extending more than 230 feet. That includes 48 llama or llama, whichever you prefer, and they're all well behaved, with 2 horses hitched to lead and 2 horses hitched to follow, plus 10 trained and radio-controlled handlers to help Floyd Sophie, their owner, keep their minds on their business. Now, for years, Floyd has been raising llama in Stratford, Wisconsin. He's participated with his hitch in numerous parades, including the 1991 Fiesta Bowl Parade and the Circus World Parade held in Milwaukee, Wisconsin every year. We believe it or not, each llama has a name, and Floyd claims that he knows them all on a first-name basis. We tested him, as a matter of fact. He was able to name quite a few of them. The llama hitch is sponsored by the Champion Dental, a dental maintenance organization, which began in 1988 and offers a full range of dental service. Here they move out. The 48 llama hitch, 230 feet long, and it is believed to be the longest hitch in the world, according to Guinness World Book of Records.
It just keeps coming
And coming, and coming, and coming.
It is long.
That's a yada llama, is that what we could say?
A lot of llama.
A lot of llama. Either way. Potato, potato. Tomato, tomato.
There actually is a carriage behind all of this, believe it or not.
Llama just fascinate me. They're a most interesting breed. They're just looking around the crowd as if to say they have their own little commentaries on each of us sitting on the sidelines. If you notice their faces.
But they're very well behaved.
Yes, they are.
They're all
You've got to admit. And Mary, you got a llama guess?
Now, you are in charge of all these llamas, aren't you?
Well, my husband is, but I back him up.
Think they're going to make it all the way through the parade route?
100%.
All right,
100%, 100%.
All right, sounds good. Robin, should be fun to see the llamas go by.
And we're enjoying it immensely. They are just wonderful animals. And that's probably the first Guinness entry we've had in the VP parade.
Well, Six Flags has a new ride this year. I hope you've been out there. It's the Batman ride, the roller coaster.
Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah. Well, with the new movie, too, this should be an interest for everyone. You can hear the crowd going wild. One of the new attractions at our own theme park, of course, Six Flags, this is the Batmobile. Take a look at this one-of-a-kind automobile. Is it any wonder that crime is on the wane in his community?
And behind them is a group that we have been the proud sponsors of as Channel 4. It's Circus Flora. And they are based in St. Louis in the circus wagon with performers and musicians raised down the street to announce the arrival of the circus. This float is pulled by a hitch of 4 handsome horses from Brookdale Farm. And the St. Louis Arches, they're also riding their unicycles around the float. They're representing Circus Flora, St. Louis' theatrical one-ring European circus. You see the ringmaster in his bright costume and performing the circus there on the high wire. And you think he's going to fall? I don't know.
Now we have the
Circus Flora, based in St. Louis.
Right. Up next is the 932nd Aeromedical Airlift Group. The American Garrison flag carried by members of the 932nd Aeromedical Airlift Group from Scott Air Force Base is 60 feet by 30 feet. It is carried by 30 Air Force reservists who return to the VP Parade for the 8th year.
Always wonderful to see them. Such a patriotic sight and quite appropriate. You can hear them calling the cages as they march. There they are, the Stars and Stripes. See, you don't get this view when you're sitting on the street. Now, we've got our Trish Sanded wood umbrellas ready right over here, guys, because we have an annual tradition. We're going to have some visitors here. These visitors are the ones that come every year to see Trish. We fixed them. We got our umbrellas. They've got confetti. We won't have it in our hair. Trish Sanded wood. She said confetti was coming.
Nothing magical.
We're ready for them. Ha, 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 guys.
I think Mary Phelan got it, though, this time.
Yeah, Mary got it a little bit, but the Trish Sanded wood umbrella will always protect you from any confetti storm. This will be the first year that Trish and I won't have to sit in the office for 2 hours after this parade picking confetti out of each other's hair. So
it is a fun time of the parade, though. They kind of spray everyone as they come down the street.
It's one of those interactive floats. And we're going to have a lot more interactive television for you. We're going to get right underneath the flag, right into the middle of the band. 5 cameras for you right here on Channel 4 as we continue our exclusive coverage of the VP Fair Parade. Stay with us. Oh, okay, I got it. And I got it because it's the O'Fallon Township High School Band. For 11 years, the O'Fallon High School Township Band from O'Fallon, Illinois, has taken one of the top 3 trophies in the VP Parade contest. They're one of the best and the brightest, according to the judges at VP. This band has been in the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and one of the top marching concerts and jazz bands in the state of Illinois, and one of the top in the VP Parade. Here they go, the O'Fallon Township High School Band and their cheerleaders.
In a marching band when I was in high school, and I'll tell you, it's one of the most athletic things you can do. It looks beautiful when you're sitting on the side. It looks fairly easy, but you got to think you're lifting your legs, you're marching, but you're pushing all that wind through your instrument. Yeah, it's very difficult to do.
What did you play? Or
I played the clarinet.
Did you?
Yes, and I played the oboe for a while too.
Now see, I did concert choir instead of the marching band. So it was 8 a.m. every morning up and at it. What a great band, though. O'Fallon, Illinois, Township High School Band. sunglasses, too.
Say hi to St. Louis.
Oh, throw us a kiss. We'll throw one back. Yeah, throw us another one. We'll throw it back.
You need the sunglasses today, folks. I'll tell you that. Coming up next is the Southwest Airlines rolling plane and TJX. Jets, I believe that's supposed to say.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines, a major sponsor of the Fair St. Louis, joins us this year with their humorous depiction of the fun-loving airline and their cheerleading TGX, or TGX. Play on that. Southwest Airlines, where you fly for peanuts, is well recognized for their team with us today. Southwest began service in St. Louis in 1985 and last year surpassed the 1 millionth boarding of their flights from St. Louis. A remarkable achievement in such a short time. Meet the TJX at the Family Fun Village on the fairgrounds after today's parade.
And then we're going to take you into outer space for other planets. Though we have seen pictures from the lunar surface, which were different beauty, what do the other planets look like? And what alien creatures might we encounter? Space exploration represents a new frontier, and that's where we're going. But from space to jail. Yeah, it's the Corsan Cops and our own Mary Phelan.
Now, what's with these Keystone Cops? You all are sort of silly, aren't you?
We're always running out of gas, Mary. I can't understand it.
But you're one of the loudest groups out here.
Oh, no, my Lord. We're very sedate. We're very sedate.
Yeah, right. Sure you are.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
How about you want a new police car?
I think we should take them a collection. We're going to talk to the governor about this.
We'll talk to the gang at Channel 4 and ask them, right, Robin?
Oh, sure. No problem. Not a problem at all, Mayor. As long as they're not hauling off any of us, we can arrange it. Again, we're in outer space, as we told you. And it just raises a lot of questions about the planets. And I'm sure Trish knows a lot more about the galaxy than I do.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you haven't been to Destiny in Space at the St. Louis Science Center yet, it is highly recommended by me. It is absolutely fantastic.
Aha, now it's the baseball Cardinals of yesteryear with Mary Phelan at bat.
Wait a minute. You are a baseball player or you're not? You don't look like one.
Thanks.
I mean, you kind of don't look like one.
You're right.
Who are you guys?
Just people? What
Just old-time baseball players?
Nope.
Pretending to be.
Pretending to be.
Yeah, Robin, that's the whole idea. They're just pretending.
They're just pretending. You know, I pretend that I'm on television sometimes, too. Great kind of thing to do. Confuses people a little bit.
Up next is the Pinckneyville Community High School Band. This wonderful band from Pinckneyville, Illinois, has 165 members and marches under the direction of Stephen Kennedy. The band placed first in the 1991 Metro East Marching Contest and won second place in that same contest in 1992. In 1993, it took second place in the Murfreesboro Apple Festival Parade and fifth place in our own 1993 VP Parade. And a parade tradition is the vintage model plane. Members of the parade organizations noted and loyal core pilot replicas of the World War I Fokker and Sopwith Camel planes. Snoopy does battle with the Red Baron here.
I just hate it when Snoopy and the Red Baron fight it out. Yeah, no?
But what I see is that Snoopy is the only one with water guns. I think Snoopy's going to win this one.
Oh, yeah, they did. They came ready with those bazooka water guns. If you can look right above, you'll see. You see, they're just throwing, oh, these ladies in the back in the tan, here they come. Yeah, watch what's in their hands. You're absolutely right, Chris. They are locked and loaded, ready to shoot. Look at them. They're loading their bullets. They have gallon jugs of water. See that gallon jug in her hand?
And Mary
that right
is
there,
down there as well.
Mary?
Martha, Steve, Martha Walker and Terry, you're in trouble. Steve.
Martha Walker's speech
camera, and I saved them.
Hey, don't squirt the cameras because we've got 5 of them to continue our coverage throughout as we complete our 2-hour coverage, our exclusive coverage of the VP Fair of Parade of 1995. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back to 4th and Walnut in downtown St. Louis for the 118th Veil Prophet Parade. Here we have the Senior Girl Scout Mounted Troop, 1184. This troop of Girl Scouts from St. Louis is one of only 2 mounted Girl Scout troops in the country. Even more interesting is the fact that the other troop is also located in St. Louis. This troop was organized in 1962. It gives the girls an opportunity to work with and ride horses in an inexpensive and safe environment. At the same time, the girls develop self-confidence and self-esteem.
And this is the lily pad. No scene appears as restful as a quiet pond of water filled with lilies. But that quiet is disturbed as frogs leap for insects and as they skirt the pond. And they are enjoying this. It inspired many painters.
And behind that, another parade favorite, the Corazon Komodo dragon. Usually found in rivers guarding the Veil Prophet's temples in Corazon, the Komodo dragon delights St. Louis crowds as he curls and swoops along the route. It takes 25 healthy members to operate her. This authentic dragon was used in many parades in Chicago's Chinatown before it took up residence in St. Louis in 1986.
And this is the Kokomo Indiana High School Band right behind the Corazon Dragon. Gary Whalen is the director of the 140-member Kokomo Indiana High School Band. They've performed the past 3 years at the Indianapolis 500, the Festival Parade, and they've made appearances at Disney World and Universal Studios. The Kokomo Indiana High School Band. This is the inflatable UAL 747. This inflatable is a depiction of one of United Airlines Super 747. It's manned by Lambert Field employees from United Airlines. This is their 2nd year with us at the parade, and they are great at handling the gigantic balloons. Watch their skills because this one is low flying when it comes to all of those street signs. You'll see the tail zip right there so they can make it past the street lights and the street signal. Takes a lot of handlers to handle this. The United Airlines 747.
We've got our wings.
Oh, they've got our wings for us. They threw wings to us. We're wearing our UAL wings on a 747.
Up next, more beauty queens, Miss Missouri Outdoors and Miss Missouri National Preteen. And Miss Missouri Outdoors is Janice Edmond. She's 21. She goes to Central Missouri State. She's majoring in mass communications. I believe she wants to be a news anchor woman. She could be out for your job, Robin.
Oh, great. She probably get it, too.
And Miss Missouri National Preteen is Angelique Marie Jones. She's a big promoter of the DARE program, and Just Say No. In fact, she's won some national awards with that.
Remember this from high school, E equals MC squared and to the 10th power and all those wonderful equations. Well, these are the students of achievement. On March 28th of 1995, Hugh B. Price, the president of the National Urban League, gave the keynote address to the annual meeting of this affiliation, the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, and he asked why so much media attention is given to urban youth who are in difficulties and so little attention is given to those who do the right thing. He asked, why not celebrate those youth who are achieving and leading in positive ways? Why not a street parade for them? So today, we have some of those youth who are achieving academically and socially. Riding on this float and walking are the members of the Youth Peer Health and Education Program, all of whom have earned their academic honors.
And this used to be a familiar sight along the St. Louis riverfront, not so much anymore, but this is a replica of an old-time paddle boat.
And a rousing welcome to the largest band participating in today's parade. It is the 250 members from Normal Community High School in Normal, Illinois, under the direction of George York. Their director has told us that they look forward to the VP Parade each year, and we're delighted to welcome them back as participants. So, from Normal, Illinois, the Community High School Marching Band.
And now we'll take a serious note here for just a little while. The Metro Mounted Search Unit. This unit is a group of very dedicated individuals who are trained to search on horseback for missing persons, lost children, or elderly persons in areas not compatible with vehicular movement. The 20 riders are usually dressed Western style, wearing white shirts and colorful neck scarves, all matching, and they also have matching hats. And we thank them for the wonderful work they do for us here in St. Louis.
And it's so critical when you need someone in a search and rescue mission like that. And they can get everywhere that cars can't, that the four-wheel drive vehicles can, as you said. They do a great job, and we applaud them for that. And a University of Missouri football helmet cart. From Old Mizzou comes the motorized Motor Tiger football helmet cart. It is accompanied by members of the Spirit Squad, football players, team mascot, Truman the Tiger. The whole group is out there, and so is Mary Phelan.
Robin, I'm down here with the University of Missouri gang. Tell me your name.
Tim George.
And are you a student?
Yeah.
What year are you going to be this fall?
Senior, graduate December.
And who's with you today? The Golden Girls?
Yeah, we got the Golden Girls and the Student Athletic Board and the Sports Marketing Intern.
All right, sounds good. The gang from the University of Missouri brightening up the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade. Robin?
We've got a lot more coverage for you from right there on the parade route. See, you get right up with the Mizzou and mascot, the Tiger, and a lot of other floats right in front of them, only on Channel 4 throughout our coverage. We'll continue in a moment.
Welcome back to downtown St. Louis for continuing coverage of the 118th Veiled Prophet Parade. Be sure not to come down right now. This parade was this morning. It started around 10 o'clock, and this is our fifth inflatable in the parade. This is Whirly Twirly, sponsored by Group Health Plan and operated by 24 of its employees. This is the largest inflatable in this year's parade. I would say about 18 stories high. GHP is a new sponsor with us this year and operates second largest health maintenance organization in the area.
And you ought to get ready for the crowd to just start applauding because they realize how difficult it is.
I think
they're turning him sideways to maneuver him through those street lights again on the corner of 4th and Walnut.
And notice his beanie. I think that's why it's called Whirly Twirly.
Yeah, Whirly Twirly. It's got a little spinning thing on top. And he's just waving as he goes. See, there goes the crowd. They judge him every time on how well they get through this intersection.
And they do a great job. They haven't gotten caught up yet.
What a wonderful sight. Signs of spring. This is a unique self-propelled float. It contains the new hydraulics that allow the butterflies to move their wings as they land on a flower. No sight is more beautiful than a colorful butterfly as they fly from flower to flower or across an open meadow. Spring is here when the butterfly makes its debut, and these two butterflies appear to be taking over some very personal matters.
Miss Missouri Teen, Jill Jenkins, and Miss Missouri USA, Britt Powell, come down the street. Next, Mary Phelan, who are you with?
Well, actually, Robin and Trish, I am riding along with Britt Powell. You are Miss Missouri USA?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what happens from here now? Where do you go with Miss Missouri?
Well, I competed in the Miss USA pageant last February, finished 7th out of the top 12, and so I give up my crown Labor Day weekend in St. Joseph.
All right, well, congratulations. This has been a great year.
It's been wonderful.
All right, Miss Missouri USA, Robin and Trish, Britt Powell.
Mary Britt is 25 years old. Right now she's a pharmaceutical sales representative, but she's pursuing her dream of being a country music singer.
Ah, that should be a fun career. Again, people come from all around the country to participate in the Veiled Prophet Parade, as evidenced by the Buffalo, Minnesota High School Band. This, again, is their first appearance, and they're a marching band from Buffalo, Minnesota. Last year, the band took first place in the National Cherry Festival Royal Parade in Michigan, and that's a Class AA competition. So you can enjoy a front row seat with the Buffalo, Minnesota High School Band. Our coverage with that note from the Buffalo, Minnesota High School Band in just one moment as the 1995 VP Parade moves through the streets of St. Louis.
Welcome back to the Bell's Profit Parade. I'm Trish Brown with Robin Smith. This is the Geo Railroad train. This is a mini train consisting of an engine, passenger car, and caboose, and is manned by guests from the Annie Malone Children's Center.
And that's interesting. My mother is a board member emeritus of the Board of Directors of the Annie Malone Children's Home. It is the first and the only African-American children's home for parents that are having difficulties, and a place to send your children where they have a wonderful environment to enjoy. And I also have been chairperson of their 2 golf tournaments, and it's coming up in August, so call the Annie Malone Children's Home to participate.
This is the LaSalle Flower Market. This is our 13th float in the parade today. At the turn of the century, it was not uncommon for a parade or a street festival to include the distribution of beautiful flowers to the spectators, as we are doing today. The wholesale flower business started in St. Louis in 1890 and moved to the 2700 block of LaSalle in 1927, where it now distributes fresh flowers from all over the world to retail flower markets in the region. The nostalgia of the earlier times is recalled as the cut flowers donated from these wholesalers are distributed from the 1930 and 30 Model A Ford Huster truck.
And I am enjoying my Saturday morning cartoon buddies. These are the Looney Tune characters. I just love them. Let's see, I got Bugs Bunny, I got Daffy Duck, I got Sylvester. They're all sponsored by Six Flags Over Mid-America. They're riding in a Chevy convertible sponsored by General Motors Corporation.
This is the City of St. Louis Schools Honors Band. Over 120 outstanding high school students from the City of St. Louis Schools are selected each year to participate in this band. It's organized exclusively for the VP Parade. Students rehearse each week under the direction of music staff members coordinated by Robert Nordman. This is the 11th year participation by the City of St. Louis Schools Honors Band. Covers 1/7 of the surface of the Earth, as Trish knows, because she studies the atmosphere all the time. And no two are alike. So this is desert twilight. They share a common bond, less than 10 inches of rainfall annually. And they're depicted here in terms of they live up to 250 years, and they grow ever so slowly to heights of 65 feet. They hold up 15 tons of water. No doubt the cowboys and the Native Americans who called the desert home knew of their resources. The desert twilight, the beautiful hues of the cacti and the twilight, while sharing an evening meal, reminds us of how different life is in the desert. As children, we always drove through the Grand Canyon and through the desert, and it's just a glorious sight. We had relatives in California. We were living here in Missouri. That's the way we traveled in those days, by car. And a lot of people think in the desert it's very hot, but at night it's very cold.
Very cool, yeah.
Very dry atmosphere. Downpour Highland pipes and drums are following our desert twilight. This band, comprised of 26 lads and lassies from teens to seniors, are very excited about once again being a part of VP Parade.
They have been in the VP Parade since 1980. They have participated in 4 Orange Bowl parades in Miami. They won the Harry Mendelson Award in the Ed Neon Parade for New Orleans Mardi Gras and have performed before many notable persons ranging from President George Bush to rock star Rod Stewart.
And as you listen to the music of the John Ford Highland pipes and drums, shortly you're going to see the Hush Puppy inflatables. Now, this is a lovable hound sponsored by the St. Louis Healthcare Network. It requires 16 trainers to keep this frisky puppy following the path of the rabbit and the carrot patch, which is sleeping after eating all those carrots. But our happy puppy will find him soon. St. Louis Healthcare Network is the newest sponsor this year of the VP Parade. Formed in 1994, this network is a member of healthcare systems in the region and a wide collaboration of hospitals and care units. And with the Hush Puppy chasing us down the road, we'll be back in just a moment as we continue the 118th annual VP Parade only on Channel 4.
Welcome back to downtown St. Louis. Of course, we have the VP Parade and the Fair St. Louis, which is very popular. But in the wintertime, we have the first night celebration. Mary Phelan, who are you with?
Well, actually, I'm with the Snow Queen, and your name is? I'm Polara, the Empress of the North, her seldom serene and most frigid majesty.
Are we supposed to be thinking about frigid weather in July?
Yes, you are. It's snowing. It's snowing.
And she's here as part of the first night celebration, which is, of course, the alcohol-free New Year's Eve celebration in St. Louis.
That's right.
I can still see.
Can you see? It's the best way to spend New Year's in St. Louis. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your in-laws and your outlaws. It's the very best possible way. It's a celebration of the arts, and it's the best show in town.
And it's also New Year's Eve, but we're talking about it in July, Robin, because it's becoming such a big part of St. Louis. Robin and Trish?
Yeah, and that's because it is a community-wide alcohol-free New Year's Eve celebration of the arts and entertainment held in downtown St. Louis. Doesn't matter if you're single or a couple or a family with 6 kids on New Year's Eve. They want you to tow them all along for a first night. So keep that in your plans as you go throughout the year, planning for New Year's Eve.
Robin, I think I better revise my forecast. It is snowing in downtown St. Louis right now with the first night float.
That's right, it is. Here's another old favorite, the Waterloo High School Band. And they're from Waterloo, Illinois. They were the winners of first place last 2 years in a row for Rubs at Apple Time in Murfreesboro, Illinois. And they took in 3rd place in the silver division of the Greater St. Louis Marching Band Festival at Busch Stadium in 1994. There are 100 students and members of the band. They're directed by Michael Mullins. And we have a wide variety of bands marching throughout today's parade. They haven't begun to play yet. They're marching at attention right now. But I begin to hear the drums.
Wonderland with its eyes closed. Our playful family of seals is sunning itself on the exposed rocks of the tundra shore. Having a layer of fur and blubber, seals can tolerate extreme cold, and with their unusual breathing system, they have the capacity for extended dives to catch their food. Think of the extremes between desert and Arctic, and that life thrives in both. You can reflect on the miracle that makes that all possible today.
You said that it was snowing in downtown St. Louis. See what you brought? You brought the glaciers and the seals. And a cooler idea on this wonderful day. The Triangle Ranch Peso Finos. This unit consists of approximately 20 riders on Peso Fino breed horses. Now, this breed is a mixed heritage, having its roots in the early Spanish exploration of America. It has been used as a work horse for many years, and it was also growing in popularity with recreational riders, as it is known for its gentleness and its comfortable, natural gait. Love riding horses.
We're going to take you back through St. Louis automobile history now. Today we know St. Louis as the second largest automobile manufacturing center in the USA. Why is this so? Because St. Louis has been building automobiles since 1901 when the St. Louis car made its debut. Other famous makes were the Gardner, the Moon, and the Doris, as well as the Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors products made here now. More than 50 different makes of automobiles tried to start their companies here. Today we are seeing a 1902 St. Louis car, a 1922 Moon, several Model A Fords, a 1944 Ford, two 1957 Chevrolets, and several Corvettes, all made here in St. Louis. In addition, there are several other favorite classic automobiles that have previously participated in our parade.
Yeah, and look at the wonderful little faces. I like seeing the little people in the parade. She's just watching so intently and paying such close attention. She probably doesn't know the name of any of those automobiles, but she knows they're pretty colors and they're great to ride. And that's my old car. I used to drive a Vet for 10 years. And Mary Phelan, why don't you just hop behind the wheel of that Vet?
Robin, I'd love to pop behind the wheel, but it's already taken. Who are you?
Jenny Hornbeck.
Is this your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about it. It's 1960?
1960 Corvette, best they made.
Did you ever drive it?
Why, sure.
I mean, besides parade.
Car shows, weekends, any chance I get.
How many miles have you got on it?
It only shows 30, but I think it's been around a couple times.
Have a great time at the parade today. Robin and Trish?
They've kept these cars in beautiful shape, haven't they?
Mint condition. We call that extra clean.
Yeah.
Mint condition for a car. Car collector's terms there. And look at them. Every kind of car that you can remember. Those will take our parents back to the good old days. And when we were kids, those cars were popular on the streets. Not that one you're looking at in the middle of the street right there, although I'd love to have that roadster.
Yeah.
Our grandparents would remember those cars. And this is where you're going to get an up-front look at everything in the VP Parade. 5 different camera locations. And we're going to roll right along with more coverage of the 1995 VP Parade in just a moment, right here on Channel 4.
Welcome back to downtown St. Louis. I'm Trish Brown with Robin Smith, and this is our 16th float entitled Magic Garden. With the Good Fairy overseeing the garden from her elevated vantage point, and her ladybugs and other soldiers lurking about to ward off evil spirits, the magical garden produces an exhibit of flowers and greenery all would love to have. With the wide variety of flora and fauna existing in our region, maybe we are in the magical garden. What do you think?
The band from the Missouri Lions Band. Welcome back the 130 members of this band under the direction of Jerry Hoover. The Missouri Lions Band. You're going to enjoy this wonderful fire truck. It says Hudson Fire Department. It's another one of our antique fire trucks that we've seen during the parade, covered with American flags and youngsters. And there's a big one. We've always had this big cart, this giant grocery shopping cart filled with giant shopping bags, manufactured by National Cart Company.
With the Schnucks logo on the side.
Yeah, it is propelled by its own motor and is undoubtedly the largest shopping cart in St. Louis and possibly the United States and maybe even the world.
This is entitled Wilderness. Imagine the surprise of our 2 brown bears when the Rainbow Trout dinner is interrupted by a mountain man coming through the rapids on their fishing stream. sorry, just passing through, our intrepid backwoodsmen might say as they make a hasty exit in the wilderness scene.
And this is the Spirit of St. Louis Drum and Bugle Corps. Now, this is an active music group in the St. Louis area. They travel each summer to compete in district and regional drum corps contests. This is their second year participating in the VP Parade. Listen up for the Spirit of St. Louis Drum and Bugle Corps.
In many parades across the world, in fact. The world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales, representatives of Anheuser-Busch for almost 60 years. They were formally introduced to August A. Busch Sr. and Anheuser-Busch on April 7, 1933. Prohibition had just been repealed. August A. Busch Jr. wanted to commemorate the special day, and to his father's delight, they hitched thunder down Pestalozzi Street, carrying the first case of Prohibition beer from the St. Louis Brewery.
What a spectacular sight.
To qualify for one of these Clydesdales, and actually one of the 3 traveling hitches, a Clydesdale must be a gelding at least 3 years of age and stand 72 inches tall.
And they have to weigh between 1,800 and 2,300 pounds. But where's Mom is the question. Suppose some baby dinosaurs, cute as these, were found in a nearby Jurassic Park. Would they ask, where's Mom? Well, the dinosaur era ended more than 65 million years ago. Trish knows a lot about that at the Science Center. They tell you about dinosaurs, where Trish goes often for all kinds of classes for kids throughout the metropolitan area. But for no known reason, it appears that there are no survivors of the dinosaur age. But the study of these huge creatures is fascinating to all who are inclined, including children.
Up next, the Waterloo German Band. They're coming down the street after this color guard.
And that color guard is provided by the Boy Scouts of America. Wonderful Boy Scout uniforms there, and young guys building a future, earning those badges, building their character, and becoming great citizens for tomorrow.
We'll be back with the Waterloo German Band when we come back in just a few moments.
As promised, it's the Waterloo German Band, a perennial favorite in this area. They come from Waterloo, Illinois, and they make numerous appearances. Yeah, Yankee Doodle went to town. Chris Brown and Robin Smith here to bring you a front row seat on this VP Parade. That papa style of the Waterloo German Band. And this is a float. I got to tell you that I know that Trish is too modest, so I'm going to tell you that this is the Trish Sadded Wood Float, sponsored by us, the Vision of St. Louis. And in the car, we have our best buddies, Mark Cox and Laurie Waters, and Mary Phelan's with them.
Hey, guys, how is it to ride in a parade?
Oh, this is fantastic. What a crowd.
It's a great crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a great day for it.
And what are the guys carrying, the Trish Sadded Wood umbrellas?
They are, even though it's not raining. It's not raining, but it's the Trish Sadded Wood umbrella.
We owe Trish a lot this year, don't we? What a day out here.
Well, she's been talking about it all morning long, actually. Trish, you've done a nice job. And the gang's down here with your umbrellas, by the way. They'll be walking with them all the way through the parade route, right?
That's right, all the way to the end, down Memorial. They need us to...
We're tossing out candy, trying not to bean anyone who's not looking at us.
All right, have a great time. Mark Cox and Lori Waters from News 4 and our little cadre of young people here with the KMOV umbrellas that said Trish Sadded Wood, and it's a gorgeous day, Trish.
That's right. When it comes to a forecast, the most accurate our official meteorologist and the official meteorologist of the VP Parade, Ed Fair.
I just want to know how much candy they've eaten. I think they've probably eaten more than they've thrown out. What do you think?
Oh, they've eaten a ton of it. But one that has not eaten a ton of it is the underdog. With his magical qualities, allowing him to be in many different places at one time, our wondrous dog concludes our display of large inflatable balloons today. And this is not an ordinary underdog. He's just so much fun to watch. Look at him. He's going to have to come through that intersection. Here he goes. goes through the intersection, you know how the crowd likes to talk about that. They like to applaud wildly if they make it through the intersection.
Oh, she's enjoying the parade. We're just starting to break up now, actually. We're seeing the very end of the VP parade this year. I think she's had a good time.
I think she's had a wonderful time. This was the 118th annual. That's the old courthouse. What a majestic view of it. As we said, we have 5 cameras here to bring you all of the parade in downtown St. Louis. And we'll be back with the continuation of our coverage of the 1995 VP Parade in just one moment.
Welcome back to downtown St. Louis. We have seen the tail end of the parade, but we still have much more to come for you, so stay with us. I think right now Mary Phelan is down with the crowd. Tell me what they think of the parade, Mary.
Yeah, how do they rate it?
What did you guys think? You came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes, we did. We came to visit some family here in town. Just drove in this morning from Atlanta after driving all night. Said, let's go watch a parade.
What'd you think down here? What's your name?
Joshua.
What'd you think, Josh?
I think it's great.
Look, you've got a Southwest Airlines on this cheek, United Airlines over here. What'd you think?
It was wonderful.
Have you ever seen the VP parade before?
No, we haven't.
Well, it's a neat thing for St. Louis, isn't it?
Yes, we enjoyed it.
And who's the little one up here, all the way up on the top?
Rebecca.
What'd you think, Rebecca?
It was nice.
What was your favorite part?
The girl.
The girls. Okay. Well, the girls in the cars, the queens.
Yes, that's right. She enjoyed that.
Thanks, guys. Robin and Trish, it looks like it's been a big success in downtown St. Louis today. We'll throw it back to you.
I think so, Mary, and I think one of the most talked about events in this entire parade will be the llama hitch. What do you think, Robin?
That's right. There were 48 llama held together, or llama, as you say. They were the world's record longest llama or llama train that you've ever seen, those live animals walking through. You know what's interesting, though, it takes a lot to get those animals to walk in a parade like this. And News Force Dan Buck met them when they arrived in St. Louis.
We figured that 2:30 would be llama leaving time. You know, maybe you have a lot of problems trucking 48 llamas. Maybe they all have to go to the bathroom at one time. You have to make a pit stop.
Yes, the llamas are late because they need to find a big enough route into Balmar Farms.
We have to figure out if we can come in from Wild Horse or come in from Highway C.
At last, they're in. The ramp is ready. Curious neighbors with cameras are anxiously looking for llamas. But wait 1 second.
Hey, that looks like a horse. That ain't a llama.
This is part of the hit.
Yeah, but where's the llama? Hey, there's one of those 48 furry fellas. And their owner, Floyd Zupke, swears he knows each one by name. Let's put him to the test. Como te llama?
His name is Jack.
That's Jack?
This is Jack.
For Floyd, this furry hobby is a family thing. His wife, Pat, his sister, in-laws, nephews, nieces, all help handle this world record team. The longest animal hitch ever in a parade, according to Guinness.
Now, is there any place you shouldn't pet a llama?
Not in the ears or the legs.
And if you do, these cuddly, lovable creatures might give you a face full of spit.
There you go. Suck it up, and then they are going to spit only when they need eye contact with you.
So don't look at them.
Don't look at them. But you look at them at this parade, because they're going to be the most fantastic thing you've ever seen in your life.
Now, Floyd and Pat, the question people in St. Louis want to know is, could your hitch out here beat the Clydesdale in a race?
You bet you can. They're a world record. They can beat anybody.
Including the Clydesdale.
That's one race I'd like to see. Just don't stare at the winner too long. In West County, Dan Buck, News 4.
Well, see, at least we learned something about handling those llama. Now, the real answer of a success of a parade is what all of the people in the crowd thought. Mary Phelan's got her personal survey going. Mary?
Well, Robin, I found a family down here. You guys are packing things up, huh?
That's right.
Tell me who you are.
We're the Malmans.
From where?
St. Louis.
All right, tell me your names. You are?
Wheeler Fry. Robbie.
Katie.
Matt.
Okay, now you guys, what do you think of the parade?
It was good.
What'd you like the best?
Part about candy and...
The candy? Who are you giving the flowers to?
Myself.
Oh, you're not gonna give them to your mom?
No.
Oh. All right, what'd you think over here?
Good.
All right, what'd you like the best?
Candy.
You like the candy too? Did you eat all the candy? Oh, you got some of it still. Kind of like Halloween in the summer, isn't it? All right, what's your name? Come over here. Little towhead. What's your name?
Ricky.
Ricky? You.
Yep.
Hey.
Fine.
What would you like the best?
For baseball.
Oh, you got a little baseball in there, don't you? do you think you're on the Cardinals now? Let me ask you, come to the parade every year?
Every year. Every year.
For how many years?
5, 6.
And the kids always like it?
Yes.
Who likes it better, you or the kids?
I'm not sure. I'm a big fan.
And now are you off to the fair or are you going home? I'm off to the fair. All day? All day. Family event you come every year to visit? Every year. Every year for the last 5 or 6 years. All right. An eagerly anticipated event, huh? Exactly. All right. Thanks so much. And Robin, we're getting rave reviews out here on the street for the 1995 Veiled Prophet Parade.
Yeah, rave reviews, that's really great because we had the same response, didn't we, to what's
That's
going
right.
on out here. It's
We always used to measure how good a parade was by how heavy the candy bag was.
Oh, yeah, how much you collected along the parade route. And it takes a lot of people to bring you a production like this. So we'd like to say a special thanks to Steve Karen, our executive producer of this coverage, Jim Rothschild, our programming director, and Alan Cohen, our vice president and general manager of
Worked very hard, all the engineers putting all this equipment out on the street so that you could see it right in your own house. Well, the parade is history now, but I tell you something, a new tradition is underway in the St. Louis area, and it begins all this year.
Right. After 14 years, the VP Fair is now known as the St. Louis Fair, or Fair St. Louis. It's underway right now. In fact, the first fireworks show will be starting probably in less than an hour as you're viewing this, although we recorded it at 10 o'clock this morning. Now, this year at the fair, there is a lot for you to be involved with.
Of course, the air show.
Right.
They're here every year.
Yeah, I love the Harrier. They were doing their rehearsals yesterday and their practices on Friday, and we have the advantage of being able to walk right out of our studios and watch. And as a matter of fact, the parachutist saw him coming down as I was leaving work yesterday, pulling the string. So remember, the air show is going to be here every day. You can come down and watch that full display in the sky of different Harriers.
And it probably won't happen this year, but there was one year the Harrier jet came down and actually splitted the river in half because the river was so low, it was only about 2 feet deep. This year that won't happen because our waters are still very high, but it is a fascination for everyone.
And then we've got to tell you about the big name entertainment. They always have the big names on the riverfront for the nation's largest birthday party. Start with a group from your childhood, at least mine. It's Ringo Starr. Yeah, Ringo from the Beatles is Sunday at 2 o'clock. Gladys Knight is Sunday at 8 p.m. All for One is at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, the 4th of July. Tom Jones is going to be here on Tuesday at 8:15.
And, of course, we'll have fireworks every night starting at 8:30.
Yeah, the fireworks display is going to be phenomenal this year. You always enjoy being able to come down and sit under them. And when they vibrate your chest, when you're sitting down here right on the arch grounds, you literally feel it.
And that's what makes it so fascinating, too.
It is. It really makes it fascinating.
And if you're not able to come down, Channel 4 will be providing you the fireworks finale on Tuesday night.
That's right. And remember, the fireworks displays will be every night at 8:30. But we want, most important, to remind you that the Fair St. Louis finale will air right here on Channel 4 on Tuesday, as Trish said, 8:30 in the evening. Julius Hunter, Larry Connors, Mary Thielen, and I, and we'll be there for the coverage. So.
And you won't even see just the fireworks. There's a lot of other fun things going on. In fact, I have a list here. You're going to have features on many of the acts. Aerobatic daredevils flying this year, an exclusive look at how the stealth bomber was brought to the fair this year. And you just have to see it to believe it, let me tell you.
You do. And on behalf of Mary Thielen, Trish Brown, and I'm Robin Smith, we want to just say thank you again for joining us for another edition, the 1995 edition of the VP Fair Parade. We want you to have a glorious 4th of July. Have a safe one, and stay tuned to Trish, because Trish said it would in terms of your forecast throughout the holiday weekend.
Channel 4's coverage of the 1995 Veiled Prophet Parade has been sponsored in part by Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline, by Southwestern Bell Telephone. Yes, it's that simple. By your Mazda dealers. It just feels right. And by Offenburg's St. Clair Auto Mall.